All rise for the Honorable Judge Foodie.
Welcome to the most prestigious food court in all of the internet.
Wow.
The whole thing.
Oh, they're going to say of all the malls, because of food court.
Food court?
Yeah, no, that's the play on words.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
But now that I explained it, it's not funny anymore, which
Right.
is really depressing. 'Cause
I'm in a
I
different
was going to
seat, I
milk
feel
that for a
very-
long time.
my brother-in-law to be thought of the name food court.
See,
Like we're in court.
I don't hate that either.
Food court. Welcome to
Yeah,
food court
I'm
with
gonna
Judge
refer to it
Foodie.
as food court for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is food court.
Yeah, it's a food
So
court.
Jeff, I'm giving you a shout.
Thanks,
Old
Jeff.
Hefe.
We'll have to have him as he's a foodie.
Jeff, you validated my
He's a
my
foodie.
logic
You know what we
here.
need? We need food one day.
Yeah, we did. Oh, before we jump in, Judge,
Probably-
Your
yeah.
Honor, I have to give a pizza recommendation.
Okay.
Old St. Augustine Road, like Phillips Highway area, like the going towards the Nocte area. There's this place called Rosalina's. Have you ever heard of it?
I have heard of it in
Yeah.
passing. It's pretty good.
It was amazing. They make the
Okay.
crust, the sauce, and the cheese in house.
They make the cheese in
They
house?
make the cheese in house.
All right, you've
Yep.
inspired me.
They milk the cow. They grab the teat of the cow and they
Okay.
milk the cheese.
I still
Make the
believe you.
Yep. But no, it was really delicious.
All right.
The
Good to know.
antipasto, not so much.
So you guys, welcome to Food Court. We have a stacked jury today.
Stacked.
Couple regulars. They're getting that jury summons quite a bit. We got, first of all, we're going to go in reverse order. We got Mr. Nick Boyle.
Hello. Out of all the times people dodge jury selection and jury duty, I'm happy to be here every time.
I'm glad to
too. hear
hear that because I'm
too.
happy to see you.
Yeah.
We also have Mr. Mario.
Hello. I like being here too. It gets me out of work.
Same.
And the free subs we get from
I
the
wish.
judge.
I wish.
Yeah, from the catered lunch that we totally have.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
wish.
Well, how you guys feeling today? Feeling froggy, ready to make some intense decisions?
I think I'm feeling unbiased, sorry, and ready to judge.
I'm feeling peachy. I would love a nice peach right now, a nice juicy peach.
How about a nice steak? Which reminds me,
I don't eat steak.
He's got
'cause
soft
that's what our
teeth.
first story's about.
Okay.
How about soft teeth?
You might not be able to offer as much as Mr. Nick here.
Let's just say Fogo de Chao, I like it for the salad bar.
The salad bar is good though.
It's
right, but that's a
amazing.
weird take.
Incredibly weird.
Well,
take. All right.
You got
Am I the
large
asshole?
beans last time we
The
went.
beans are good. Cannelloni beans, yeah.
I don't even.
Right, where do you find them?
They were
Yeah.
there. I didn't bring them from home.
I do not like the way you choose to be.
Okay,
there you
my
go.
To
God.
steal a former quote
Right,
and
right.
quote it poorly.
Right.
Am I the asshole for buying lower grade steaks when my in-laws visit and serving my mom and dad Wagyu?
My God.
My wife and I live far away from both of our sets of parents. We visit them a couple times a year, and they visit us about the same. My mom and dad love food. They will buy pounds of garlic and leave it in a rice maker for a month to make black garlic. They plan their vacations around amazing restaurants. My in-laws are lovely people, but boiling chicken drumsticks is fancy for them, and they refuse to eat steak that isn't well done. I discovered this the first time I went to their home for dinner. I wasn't even asked how I like my steak. Everyone got a well-done steak. It took me years to convince my wife to try a medium rare steak. Now she loves them. I bought some beautiful prime steak for them when they came over when we moved in together. I made theirs medium well, and I died a little inside. Her dad took it back to the grill and destroyed them. So now I buy select grade meat. I've been buying some excellent quality Wagyu when my parents visit, not every single time, maybe once a year. My wife says I'm being an asshole by not treating both families the same. I don't think I should waste money on great food for them when I know how they will treat it. What do you guys think?
So is he the asshole? From the headline, I was going to say yes right away. Then hearing the backstory that his parents are like foodies and they do like vacations around food, I understand that there's a heightened sense of needing to impress them, so to speak. But I'm going to say yes. I think he's an asshole. I think you give the same quality to both sets of parents. If you want it, you should have them experience it as well.
I disagree.
How dare you?
And I think I disagree because if you're spending 3-4 times the amount that you would on a select grade for a Wagyu piece of steak, and then you're going to cook it to the quality of a select meat, you might as well just start at the select meat.
Wait, so give me refresh my memory. They like it well done, their steaks?
So the in-laws torch them. The in-laws eat it like
Jerky.
Like jerky, which from what I know about Wagyu is like Nick said, is
sacrilegious.
completely
Can't do
ruining
it.
the
No,
point.
I know. I would at least offer, hey guys, I want to buy this Wagyu. It's
So-
not good, well done. Do you
Let's-
mind if I buy the steak?
Let's role play here. Let's say
Ooh,
you're,
kinky.
Yeah, I know.
You're
Let's
already
say
in costume.
You're the husband.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm the voluptuous mother-in-law.
What's your name?
Annie.
Annie.
Annie,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, man,
Hi,
that
Annie.
took me way too
Hot
long. I was trying to
Annie.
think of a good one, but Annie it is. All right. So I'm Annie, your voluptuous mother-in-law. Why don't you ask me if I'd like what kind of steak I'd like when I visit?
Hey, Annie. Annie Ann, how are you? You doing good?
Oh, hey there, Mario.
Oh, this
she's
is
from
Minnesota.
I'm doing real good there.
Listen here, Annie. We're not having hot dish tonight. No tater tot hot dish, but we are going to have some meat. We're going to throw some meat on the grill. I would like to buy, I'm going to lose the accent. I'm going to buy some steaks. Now, we really like Wagyu, but I'm going
Okay.
to tell you.
Is that steak from the Far East?
Well, Annie, if you would let me finish and stop interrupting me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, it's a very particular cut. It's very fancy. If you get it well done, it's
Ooh.
not worth getting it.
Who am I in this role play?
So,
You
well
are
done.
the wife, and we are a couple, and we get it on all the time.
Okay.
So
You might have to cut that.
Do you guys have ketchup for the steaks?
Okay, so you've answered my question, Annie.
No,
you don't mind
I mean,
if
Wagyu sounds wonderful. That sounds very cultured.
Okay, well then you have to allow us to cook it the correct way then.
Right. So like like the
Medium or
inside
medium rare.
nice and brown.
No, we're talking all
But
the
that's
pink.
what I would like.
Well, then I'll get you a regular New York
No,
strip.
you offered me the nice steak.
Okay, you know what? You can sleep
Do
outside.
you not love me?
I hate so much about the way that you're choosing to be
End scene.
and say.
So we've deduced that it is impossible. It is impossible to navigate this situation by offering your in-laws the nice steak.
Give Nick an opportunity to give what he would say.
Nick, how do you think that would go?
I mean, you just say you guys the way that you like your steak is not in the best. Is not the way you're supposed to eat the steak. So we're killing it. Like we're not gonna like. Why are we? We're destroying the meal.
Do you want to destroy our marriage, mother-in-law?
I guess my question is like, why would you give them the option if they just don't understand
If
it?
they don't they wouldn't even know that that it's different.
So I think he's off the hook because it's like, how are they going to know any different?
They're not.
Right. So because they clearly don't know how to
That's
eat
like
steak.
if you're gonna make burgers at home, and you talk about I need to get 80-20 so they're juicy, right?
Right.
And then you cook them medium rare, delicious. You get 80-20 and you cook it until it's gone. It's now 0 fat, all meat.
A little bit different.
So
but
why
I see your
even
point.
buy like the meat that's supposed to make it more flavorful?
Let's get back to the root.
Because
though.
Wagyu is full of fat, so it's more flavorful.
Fair enough.
So like I wouldn't talk about it. I would just do what I want.
As Nick knows, my conscience would not allow me
Yeah.
to not get the Wagyu for them, but get it for my parents. I would have to later admit, hey guys, I didn't get you the correct meat. So I'd have to tell him. So because of that, I think he's an asshole.
That's fair. I think so because he's not doing what you would do, you think he's an asshole.
Yeah. I think you sentence him to time served.
Well, we have an update to the story.
What?
They're divorced. He's now dating his mother-in-law.
A year ago, a bunch of people gave me crap for buying cheap meat for my in-laws and getting high-quality meat for myself and my family. If you will recall, that is because my father-in-law likes his steak to be turned into shoe leather. So I decided to treat him and my mother-in-law this time around. We visited with my folks for Easter, and we went to visit my in-laws the next weekend. I brought A5 Wagyu steaks for the two of them, and just nice ribeyes for my wife and I. I reminded him that these steaks are super rich and are meant to be eaten rare. He said he knew what he was doing. Anyway, he set his smoker on fire. I will not be providing Wagyu for them again. It is literally like setting $400 on fire.
This is the
So
same
that's
family?
update. Yeah.
I'm
Same
not spending
situation.
$400 for you to burn it.
Yeah.
No way. I don't care who you are.
Okay.
Someone said,
yeah.
did they enjoy the expensive, well-done steak? And he said, he burned his Traeger and almost caught his deck on fire, so I'm going to say no.
Caught his
Yeah.
dick on fire?
deck.
Deck.
Oh.
Deck. Yeah.
I
If
thought it was
I'm Minnesotan,
Minnesota.
it might
It's
deck.
his deck, you
His
know. His
deck.
deck hurts. Okay, I'm changing my ruling or my sentencing recommendation.
Your verdict?
My verdict recommendation. Yeah, you're the judge. You sentence.
I-
He's not an asshole.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's saving himself some money. And also, like, I mean, they might appreciate different. Like, some people appreciate more expensive cars. I would not know what to do with an expensive car,
and
like
I
a
feel like-
sports
I
car.
feel like-
You drive it.
I wouldn't get the same appreciation. from it.
Appreciate.
It would almost be wasted on me because I wouldn't care.
I feel like the part where his wife is upset at him was thrown in there to make it more. I don't believe it.
You don't believe his wife is upset?
No,
No, she
because how
probably
does she not
agreed.
see the same idea that
Yeah.
I don't
you're
know.
spending $400 on my parents and they're burning their decks?
I don't know.
Annie has a deck too?
If
She's
she's from the
voluptuous.
Midwest, she almost guaranteed has a deck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
The decks are big up there.
Second floor deck,
Huge decks.
right?
Probably.
Probably.
Upper decker.
Upper deck.
That's a different thing.
All right. We got a Yelp review. It is from the beautiful town of Cheyenne,
wait. Hang
Wyoming.
on. So did we gotta come to an agreement? A
Yeah,
sentence?
what's the
Oh, I
sentence, Judge?
apologize. I
Wait, he
jumped
gets
ahead.
off. He gets off.
He gets off scot-free.
Godfrey.
I wouldn't even necessarily call his parents in the wrong on that one. I think they just like what they like, and it is what it is.
No, his parents sound awesome. That would be a cool thing to get to, take trips around.
It's a little
food.
devastating to watch, like, your father-in-law destroy a steak, but
And why isn't he cooking them if he bought the meat?
I guess he
Bastard.
cooked them, and then the father-in-law, I'm guessing, is
Oh,
the
like
same
said,
situation.
hey, I need more cooking time on mine?
That's what they did before. So either his father-in-law just did his own and torched it, or
Yeah, no chance.
it's depressing.
Have you guys ever done a trip around food? I've never done a trip
Yeah.
around food, but when we go to like New York, we go to New York City, we make it a point of sampling everything we like. So
Yeah.
even if that's like 9 different things in a day, we do it all.
Usually the most important thing for us is the food, so when we're when we're visiting people who food's not their thing, it's not as fun. Like when we visit a place, we almost plan the trip.
Right.
around
Yeah.
Oh,
meals.
that's what Buffalo was built for.
I agree.
Just the food.
Just the food.
You got
And the
Mighty
football
Taco, and you got
Duff's.
Duff's.
Bashi pizza.
That's about it.
Yep.
My dad and my brother and I, we were in like Tennessee to pick up an RV. I think it was.
Okay.
It was being repaired or something like that. So we flew there and drove it back. And on our way back, we hit every time we ate at a Triple D restaurant from
Oh, yeah,
Food
yeah,
Network. Yeah. So we planned the route
Yeah.
back
Oh,
based on
for
that.
sure.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, we did a Chicago trip, and we hit all the restaurants that Adam Richman and Man vs. Food
Yeah.
visited.
Yeah.
So that was really enjoyable. Those were a lot of Al's Italian beef was a really cool one. That's like really
I
popular.
love good
there.
Italian beef.
I had never had it till I tried it.
No,
and
I'd never
really
had it. I
liked
was making a euphemism, like a
Oh.
joke.
Okay.
You like beef now?
No.
Does Annie have beef?
I have Italian beef.
Annie and Mario would probably be on the same page with
Oh,
that.
you know,
Their
don't
beef.
you know?
All right.
So
Oh.
Billy a little firm for you.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to make a judgment on this Yelp review in a nice little town called Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Okay.
The restaurant in question is Hacienda Guadalajara.
Oh.
So Guadalajara kitchen?
Is that what hacienda
Probably.
means?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I'm guessing.
Cocina is kitchen.
I thought hacienda was
I
also
actually
kitchen.
it might be.
We never- we need
I
to
haven't
figure
gotten
this
to
out.
that part in Duolingo yet.
Are you doing that?
Yeah,
In what language?
Spanish.
Wow.
See?
See,
See.
Okay.
that's how
Um,
far you've gotten.
So this gentleman is he gave it a 1-star review, and here are his words. I was driving through town, and I opens up my trusty Yelp app to save the day when I saw that they had a 4-star rating. I instantly knew they must be good, so we rerouted and came bumpy to get some seriously needed dinner. 4 stars, I don't know how. I knew I was in trouble when I asked my server if they could only have one thing on the menu, what would it be? What was her favorite? And she says to me with a straight face,
Nothing.
chicken nuggets.
Nice.
Oh, God. Hang on. That is the
Food
best
came
thing on every
out
menu.
lukewarm, verging on cold, and let's just say I ate there last night and I still have heartburn, and I don't get heartburn.
So she said chicken nuggets. I'm assuming this isn't a Hispanic restaurant.
This is a Hispanic
I
restaurant.
know it is because I saw Nick Google what a La Hacienda was.
Yeah, it means large real estate. Large estate, a plantation,
That
the
makes
main
sense.
dwelling of a hacienda.
There
He
you go.
also mentions the horchata was good, and that's about it.
What is
I
horchata?
think it's milk and something.
It tastes like cinnamon toast crunch milk.
Okay,
It's pretty good.
it's a drink.
It is a drink.
It also means kitchen.
To me, it tastes like a dessert. So I don't know how you eat it with Mexican food,
No, it
but
doesn't.
there's probably a lot of people who'd bite my head off for saying that. So it is what it is.
So do we know that? Did he get the chicken nuggets?
I hope he did not get
No,
the
he
chicken
didn't. So he
nuggets.
didn't even tell us what he got.
No, he didn't give us very much information at all. I think the thing that made this interesting for me is number one, you're getting Mexican food in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and number two, I think if the waitress recommends something like that, you got to start to wonder.
Yeah.
You
So
know, I had good sushi in Minnesota.
See, this was the
yeah, but
question I was going
Minnesota
to
has a lot of good restaurants.
I
Yeah,
would
but there's
assume,
no ocean in Minnesota.
I'm guessing he's not far off on his review.
There's walleye sushi.
But have you guys ever eaten food in a place where that food probably should not be eaten?
Yeah, it's called Taco Bell.
like on the toilet, like eating, well, that's a good place to eat Taco Bell.
I think
actually.
the sushi in Minnesota is what I think of, or like barbecue in New York is another example.
Yeah. I'm
Is the
trying to
barbecue in
think.
New York bad?
Barbecue doesn't
It
exist in
can't
New
be
York.
good. I was gonna say it
I
can't
didn't
be
know
good.
what
Whenever
barbecue-
someone
There's no
does
space to
southern
smoke
food,
anything?
yeah.
I
Well,
didn't-
it's just people don't know.
I
Like,
didn't know what barbecue was until I moved to Florida. I
Are
thought
you
it was.
serious?
I swear to you, I thought it was chicken with barbecue
To
sauce.
grill it.
on.
Yeah, same.
I
This-
didn't.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, and I didn't really eat much. There was like one spot in Minneapolis that I ever had like good barbecue. Like everyone had pulled pork at graduation parties, but that's about it. Like you just
Right.
eat it with
Actually,
barbecue
you're right.
sauce.
Yeah, because I graduated. I was in Minnesota when I graduated high school. It was all pulled pork sandwiches everywhere.
Right.
Really?
Everywhere you go. Yeah.
It's pretty
Go
interesting.
to the hacienda, pulled pork sandwich.
And then going back to visit in my small town, it's like I noticed that when I went back, all of the restaurants were like burgers, pizza. It was just like the
Handhelds.
most. It was.
It sounds like a
It was all
Nutrisystem for
handhelds.
men commercial.
It was very
Burgers,
much. It's very
pizza.
much like mall food court food, like just very straightforward, nothing super crazy. And we went back and like I'll have friends from Minnesota visit, and I try to take them to restaurants we like, and it just doesn't go that well.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you have a plain cheeseburger? Or do you have chicken tenders?
Right,
And it's like,
right.
okay.
I can think of. I'm going to sound super pretentious with this answer, but my family, we don't really go out for Italian food because
No, this is valid.
But we feel that way whenever we go for Italian.
Probably here,
Right.
Yeah,
And
now
I'm okay with
I've
that.
heard Catullo's is amazing here. I haven't been yet.
But here's the thing: if you're used to Italian food and you make it all the time, and this is a place not known for Italian food, I totally accept
Right.
that.
Like
right.
when I go out and get Italian food, I order something that I'm not going to make at home.
Right.
100%.
Like
Right,
I'm
and
not
you
getting spaghetti and meatballs. I'm not
No.
getting like chicken
Yeah.
parm. I'm just not doing any of that
Right.
because I can do that.
Right. Like I go to Maggiano's. I like it because I know it's not. It's an American style Italian food. You have to understand what you're getting yourself into.
Or like, so have you guys ever done like the all-inclusive resorts or whatever?
Yeah.
I
So,
have not. But
I
know
really
what they
enjoy
are.
those, but like you know how they have the different themed restaurants,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you'll try to get like sushi somewhere in the Dominican Republic, and it's
Mhm.
just not quite right most of the time. Or the Italian food there is usually not quite right.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of resort food. It never.
Oh, it's not
never
good. That's not
Yeah.
why we go. We
Yeah.
go so we can.
Unless it's Chef Mickey's.
Right.
Chef Mickey's is the only resort food that I eat.
Right. It's everything you need.
Sponsor me, Chef.
So,
So-
is this person?
Yeah, so what's the assessment? What are we assessing here?
So for him, I mean, given there was very little detail, it's very hard to make a judgment. But
Okay.
I think the waitress incriminated this place for me.
By saying
Oh,
chicken
oh.
nuggets.
I think that automatically is like I don't know if you deserve a 1-star review, but that's gonna knock the service down for me.
Well, that could just depend on the server, though.
Yeah, if it's a Gen Z
The server's
chick.
16 years old.
I like chicken nuggets.
But you lie.
We don't
That's
have
the
those,
thing.
and we don't have those facts. We don't.
That's
have
true.
those
We don't have
facts.
those facts.
If that's really your favorite food and you work in a Mexican restaurant, lie.
Facts,
Say
not
something
evidence.
that's
Look,
popular.
I'm gonna say something that might ruffle some feathers here, but chicken tenders are my favorite thing ever.
Right.
I would get them on any menu except for probably
Maggiano's.
Italian or Mexican.
Well, Italian chicken fingers are just cutlets.
Cutlets, yeah. So maybe I would get it.
So,
fantastic.
and like
But I would not
Chinese
get them.
chicken fingers is like General Tso's chicken, kind of.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So how about this? If you're going to an ethnic, can I say ethnic? I just said
You
it.
can say
If you're
ethnic.
going to
Sure.
an ethnic place, you're not getting chicken tenders or chicken nuggets or whatever.
Right.
You're not.
Although kids meal chicken tenders at an ethnic place, banging.
I haven't hit that point
they
quite
call them
yet,
they call them ethnic
but I'm
tenders.
sure I'm gonna know what that's like. Is
Yeah.
picking off the kid plate? So.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess so. He's in the wrong. He's not in the wrong. Somewhere in the middle.
I would give
More
it.
information.
I don't think there's enough info.
That's fair.
I think the case gets dropped.
Okay. I accept that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair enough.
I think it's a weak post that you chose, and I'm
might be.
gonna try to get you accused,
All right.
recused. Sorry,
Recused.
Recused.
I'm gonna accuse
of
you
recusing.
of being recused.
I don't even know what that means.
Well,
So.
look it up.
This podcast is brought to you by Farah and Farah. You know what's nice about letting Farah and Farah handle your accident case? They worry about all the details so you don't have to. That way, you can spend more time focusing on you, your family, and your future. Farah and Farah is here to make it easy. All right. Am I the asshole because I brought a bottle of ranch into a restaurant?
Yes, immediately. Yes, move on.
Last night, I went to
Sentenced.
dinner with Michael. It was our third date, and he took me to one of his favorite
Is that a
restaurants.
date?
Michael.
It was a hole-in-the-wall Polish-Hungarian place.
So
What
she
a
brought
weird
ranch.
combo.
We ordered
Hey, babe,
our
where are we
food.
going? Hungarian.
Do you love?
I'm
how
bringing
about
my
Polish?
ranch.
How about Polish?
It's a Bulgarian
Yeah,
place.
Bulgarian.
Bulgarian. I'm bringing ranch.
We ordered our food, and he ordered a sampler plate so I could try different things. There's very few things I don't eat with ranch. I just like it, and it helps make some things easier to eat, so I always have it with my meals. When we got our food, I asked for some ranch. The waiter said they didn't have any and offered to bring out some kind of sour cream and dill sauces.
Yeah, perfect.
Which is pretty close.
That's ranch.
Yeah, that kind of works. I tried them, and they just weren't the same.
Wasn't Hidden Valley?
I told Michael I'd be right back, took my wallet, and left the restaurant. I had seen a convenience store close by when arriving, so I went,
No.
bought a bottle of ranch, and came back.
No.
Michael looked shocked, but didn't say anything and ate his food. The food was great, and we got some conversation going when the waiter came over and said outside food wasn't allowed. I said dressing isn't outside food, and they didn't have what I needed to enjoy my meal. I didn't want to ruin the evening, so I took it out to my car and returned. When we finished and left, Michael thanked me for coming out with him, but said it was really off-putting that I had to leave and go buy a bottle of dressing
Good for
instead
you,
of
Michael.
just
Good, Michael.
going
Thank
one
you.
meal
Good job,
without
Michael.
it.
That was either going to go really well for her or really poorly.
I told him I wouldn't have had to do that if they just had ranch or any dressings like a normal
Now
restaurant.
she's the victim.
Gaslighting.
He didn't walk me to my car or anything and just left. I went home and told my roommate about my date and his attitude, and she asked me if I was being serious. She thinks I had bad etiquette and embarrassed Michael to the point he was probably going to stop talking to me. I don't think what I did was really all that bad. It was just a condiment, not an entire meal from someplace. Was I wrong for what I did?
I think full sentence. Sentence to the max.
Death.
So,
Dude, this is a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. This is Larry David.
there's a subreddit that this one's from called Am I the Devil? So they have Am I the Asshole, and then they take the extra special posts and repost them to Am I the Devil.
I can't
And
even
that's where
believe
I
she
found this.
wasn't like. How are you willing to put this out in the world?
Like to you have to think every movement she made, she thought about what she was gonna do.
Calculated.
So
Cold
she,
and
she
calculated.
even reaching
Ranch
for your
sauce.
reaching for your wallet and saying I'll be right back. Still at that
She probably
moment,
thought that was pretty slick.
right
At, the time.
at that moment, not saying maybe I shouldn't do this in your internal monologue, and then walking there, buying it, coming back, and then arguing with the waiter. Crazy.
So what's crazier to me is she probably grew up like this. Her parents
did it.
probably never said no and let her have ranch with every single thing.
Is there an update for this one? It was like Michael actually dumped me.
Well, they
if
obviously
I had
didn't
to
talk to each
if I had to guess the update, that's probably what
I thought it
would
was
be.
going to end good. Like we had some sex, we had ranch on the sex, something like that.
That's not the direction I thought it was going, but
So I
Do you
thought
want
it's
that?
two different angles here. Either the guy's like, "Wow, she's funny and quirky." You can do that if you're dating and you later like, "Hey, I know this is sound kind of weird, but I love ranch." Oh, sneak a bottle in, babe. Okay. You don't do if you want to be with someone, you don't do certain things early on. You don't let them see all your crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But why not just say, like, hey, do they have ranch? Probably not. We shouldn't go there.
That would have probably required a little bit more.
Which again, he would have probably said.
So third
what?
date though. So man,
So he had a lot of plans.
If you threw that out for the third date, if someone asked you on a third date and you're like, well, do they have ranch? That might have already just
that's weird.
saved Michael some money.
Do you have ranch? Why? I need to eat every food with that condiment. Okay, bye, crazy person.
I'm curious what food you would not eat, because like, would that eliminate like Mexican and Chinese food completely? 'Cause ranch does not go with
They
it.
have
ranch
yes,
in
it does.
soup?
Ranch and Mexican.
Maybe quesadillas.
Yeah, you can exactly. You can have quesadilla.
Does she eat ranch with soup?
Probably not. I would hope
Maybe
not.
if it's
That's
a bisque,
disgusting.
because it's a little
Like a nice
chunkier.
thickener.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't
No.
know, man. She's weird. She gets.
I think that was self-sabotage. I think there should be punitives on this one. She did this on purpose.
Oh, we're on civil court.
Oh,
here.
she definitely did this on purpose.
In fact, we should even pay reparations to Michael.
Michael probably deserves some reparation. That might have been some
No,
trauma.
Michael's
going to
have a
later.
separate. He's going to have an intentional infliction of emotional distress claim to add to this guy because he's going to be messed up for life.
What did Michael see in this girl? And almost might be somewhat Michael's fault.
No way, man.
What if Michael took her to 2 restaurants before this that were only ranch?
And he just didn't see the writing
It
on
was
the
like
wall.
one was like chicken and one was like pizza, and then she ordered ranch, and he's like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Oh,
ranch.
dude, you just reminded me. Pizza and ranch. I haven't had that in years.
That's good.
Yeah.
Pepperoni pizza
Now-
and ranch is a great combination."
Can I tell you how this would save? This would have been a different situation.
Okay.
Okay. If she was from Buffalo and they went from
Would
wings
have been blue cheese.
and
instead.
she brought blue cheese, that would have been the most badass thing ever.
Or if she went to a restaurant here that served wings, and they were like, "Oh, we don't have blue cheese," and she's like, "I got it right."
Right,
here."
because she's from
That's
Buffalo.
like the
That's
most
what I mean.
Buffalo
Because
move
she's from
possible,
Buffalo,
yeah.
right? That would have been cool. And then
Like all the men in Buffalo would be salivating.
exactly, or anyone would be like, "That's what we need to do to push our brand forward." But that's not what happened here.
No, that is not what happened here. I feel like I don't know if it is ranch. Everyone liked it in
Aphrodisiac,
Minnesota.
is that what you're gonna ask?
In Minnesota, everyone was obsessed with it, but then I moved here and everyone was obsessed with it. Is it universal, or are
Yeah.
there places that don't really?
It just
care
depends
for
on the food. Like, I'm not.
I love ranch.
If I'm doing wings, I'm doing blue cheese.
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Do you not do blue cheese?
I honestly, most of the time when I eat wings, I just do the sauce. Like I like.
Oh,
the
really?
sauce.
No. Okay. I like
Okay,
the
that's a little bit-
I don't really
refreshingness of
need
blue
it
cheese.
most of the time. Like I mean, if it's something not that great, I'll like dip it in whatever's there. Like blue cheese or ranch are both good to me. But most of the time, if it's a place I like, I just don't need it.
I just don't find myself ordering ranch as my dipping sauce. Like if I go to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, I'm not asking for ranch.
Yeah, but have you
we've
had
been
the
turned to
ranches
honey
there?
mustard. Honey
It's
mustard. is a
always honey
great
That's what
mustard.
Judy's
sauce.
is. That's what
It's
Judy's
a
is.
good
always honey
solid
mustard.
Have you
pick.
tried the ranch though at those places? It's amazing.
It's good, but like I'm not. I find it weird if I get ranch. Like if you ordered room service and you ordered chicken tenders
Yeah.
and it came with ranch, you'd be like, ranch?
No,
I don't know if
no,
I'd think
no,
that.
no, I don't.
You wouldn't be like, where's my honey
If it
mustard
came with
barbecue
like
sauce?
just yellow mustard, I'd be like, "What is
That's
this
weird.
place?"
Right. What if it came with like black ink from a pen? That would be even weirder.
Yeah, I don't think
I
they
don't
would
even know
feed you
if that's
that.
edible. Yeah,
Ranch, I think, is the
you're
ultimate.
right. That
We should
would be
lock this
weird.
right?
up.
Yeah,
Ranch is
Gotta
amazing.
redeem yourself later.
As someone who just can have it again as getting the negative test of lactose.
Have you
ranch
had
and-
it recently?
Oh yeah, ranch and
You
tendies.
just dove in.
We need to go to Beat Ups again so I can just dunk those
Man, I
boneless
haven't been
wings.
to Beat Ups in a minute. That
Boneless
sounds great.
wings, man. Boneless wings. Really good there. Not the regular wings. Let it be. And
The
I'm not
regular wings
saying
are
the
good too,
No,
but-
They're
stop it.
tiny.
Yeah.
They're tiny.
kinda
I don't
rather
like the
that,
regular
though.
ones there. I would rather eat the
No.
adult chicken nuggets.
I'd rather eat a big.
No, I mean
Piece of
for tiny
garbage.
versus large, I don't want a massive bone-in wing.
I do.
feel like
You know who
that's
loves a massive
fake.
deck? Annie.
Yes.
She probably likes her wings well done,
Yeah.
nice and crispy.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna give
Actually,
Mario.
that is the best way to get them, though.
Yeah.
I agree.
Extra crispy.
Yeah.
Always.
Here's your chance to redeem yourself in this week's episode of Name That Place in Jacksonville.
Okay. No. I had it all right
It's a
last
segment.
No, you're 2 for 2. I'm
time.
saying
Both of us are.
We're both 2
Yeah.
for 2.
the
I'll go first though, since
Okay.
you
The
got
black
first.
ink comment just
Oh, okay.
soured the mood in here, and I'm giving you a chance to bring it back up.
Okay.
All right, I made this one harder,
That's what she
but
said.
they give enough detail where I think you guys can both get it.
Okay.
All right. This place will forever be cemented in my mind as how Riverside died. My buddy got a pile of bland-ass noodles tossed with ground beef for the price of a new pair of shoes. Could have gone to Black Sheep. I ordered a drink that was $14 for well. Get your heads out of your rectums. You ain't all that. Way to kill a movement. Riverside used to be a beacon of light in a cultural wasteland. Now it's a string of Christmas lights in a trailer park. The people who colored a once eclectic neighborhood are gone. Price gouging means the locals are no more, and it's a bridge and tunnel scene, where at least it's better than a Wawa off 301. Open yourself a can of SpaghettiOs at home. Never a damn gain. Also, rumor has it, the owners are notorious slumlords in Riverside. In fact, my friend moved away to distance herself from one of their properties. Bohemia is over. Next time, I'll just go to Applebee's on Lane. Same clientele, better prices, way better food, and friendly staff. Who stole the soul? Definitely this place.
They kind of commented on Riverside as a whole. I don't think they give enough details.
There are a
restaurant.
few
Spaghetti tossed in ground beef. Then I started thinking it was Italian.
There's a couple key details here.
Right. I have one guess, but they didn't give enough.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, I will use that in the future when I'm picking some of these reviews.
I thought at first it was Black Sheep, but then they said it's not. I should have gone to Black Sheep, which R.I.P. Black Sheep. Do you have a guess, Nick?
I don't. I have no idea.
I'm gonna guess Hawkers.
Well, that's what I thought too. But then she said tossed in ground beef, and Hawkers doesn't do that.
I don't know.
What would you get at Hawkers? It's tossed in ground beef.
Yeah.
Noodles
With, but because what 5 Points doesn't have Italian.
I was
pizza
also
now.
thinking Hawkers, but then when I was thinking back on ground beef, I was like that. I don't know.
So I'll give you.
It's 5 points,
I'll give
right?
you one unique menu item that they have that other places don't have, and I'll see if that helps.
Is it in 5 Points too?
No.
Oh, it's not in
No
5
idea.
Points.
No.
I have no clue.
They have a Monte Cristo on their menu, and they're well known for it.
Huh.
You might not know this place, which is fine.
Monte Cristo and it's
Metro
not-
Diner?
No.
just kidding.
Yeah, I don't think you know this place. So
I
the
have no
place
idea.
is Kickbacks.
No, I would have never
Oh,
guessed.
I have been once.
Right. So and it's like
Okay,
if you're
for
not familiar
drinks.
with it, you're probably not going to think
I've
of
been
it.
for
kids
drinks.
club?
When I saw the review, I was like, man, I haven't been to Kickbacks in like 6 years.
They have all like the pennies and the change and all.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Yeah, never been.
Never eaten there.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting place because it's open really, really late.
They have
and
spaghetti?
they literally have SpaghettiOs on their menu.
What?
They have a section where they have like a peanut butter sandwich, spaghetti. They have like kids food on their menu, and they have a very weird menu.
It's for drunk people?
Sounds
I'm
like
pretty,
it.
I'm pretty like the whole menu is structured around drug. They have
There's a Burger King next door.
they have
Just
one
go
of
there
those
instead.
sandwiches with like the chicken tenders and the mozzarella sticks on the sandwich, like the Fat Sal or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So like the whole menu is kind of structured around like drunk food.
So their overhead is really low. It's really cheap food over the
I would
priced.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have never guessed that.
I'm guessing because it's right by a whole bunch of bars, so I'm guessing they just prey on poor drunk people.
You don't have another one loaded up for next week that we could jump ahead on, do you? Give us
I
another
do
shot.
if you want.
Let's try because we don't know. Kickbacks is not a.
Let's see if I can.
I'm not a
find
big
it
Riverside
quick.
guy.
Me neither.
I just don't like it.
I just don't go over there.
Well, you guys probably don't live in Riverside, do you?
No.
No, you live in like St. John's, and you live
Near
Real
St.
close.
John's.
Yeah.
kind of my mirror.
E-Town.
Oh, you moved. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
He used to be at the beach, but now he's at E-Town.
Gotcha. That's a nice area. All right, I got one
Thanks.
for you.
We'll come over.
So,
Love SpaghettiOs.
here we go. This one is another 1-star review. It goes, the quote line unquote is fake. They let 2 or 3 tables in after cryptically opening one blind. Then 2 to 4 more tables are let in, creating an illusion Outback created 30 years ago. Food comes out too fast because it's not cooked, after which there's no line. Undercooked sticky pasta, raw garlic in the sauce.
I know what this
Kids'
is.
pasta was undercooked, swimming in butter, swimming. Flat water comes in aquapan, which I'm good with. Why not the cap? This is an expensive joke. Carrabba's is consistent. Jack's doesn't know good food. Ambiance, the cryptic seating created an illusion. It's full and in demand.
Yeah.
It's loud, crowded, and go elsewhere.
Yeah, it's Catullo's.
I haven't been to Catullo's, so I can't.
It's the one
guess
at
that.
the wall at the next to the Walmart. 100%.
Wow, I've only ever heard good things, so I'm not gonna guess that.
Well, that's why
I'm-
this is dramatic.
I've hit on this place before. Again, I'm gonna try again. Milano's on Beach Boulevard.
So Nick got that one.
Okay.
It is Catulo's, and that is why I picked it because there some of these most reviewed restaurants have a bunch of like ridiculous 1-star reviews, and that's a pretty ridiculous 1-star review for them.
Wow.
But
'Cause
yeah,
the restaurant,
Oh, lines. They
there's
should
people
have the
the
complain
lines.
lines
about
and then the sticky pasta.
they're not doing anything. Like they're seating people when they can. She probably got there at 5 and was like, "Why isn't everyone getting seated at once?"
right, because it's already full inside.
Is the pasta
or it's because
sticky?
they don't
No.
want to overwhelm
It's
all
homemade.
their servers the second it opens.
Homemade pasta is naturally gummy.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
It's going to be chewy
Sure.
in a sense, right? Because
Okay.
the dried pasta loses the chew a little bit.
Yeah,
You gotta rub that
it's-
pasta.
I
make
think
it
it's
moist.
ironic that person said like people don't know good food in Jack's, and I was like, all right, like
Wasn't Catulo's rated like best Italian in Florida?
yeah, no,
Which-
they're
is
they're
that saying a
extremely highly
lot?
related.
Well,
And
that's
then,
including Mama's house.
Is it including Chef Mickey's?
Yes.
I think Chef Mickey's is in a different category.
Mm.
You're right. Best food in Florida.
I think they made the United
So,
States list.
It's 3-2.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Sponsor me. 3-2. Yeah, no, Nick's up one, but it's hard if you haven't been to a place. So I'm gonna keep trying to pick places that I think you guys have both been to. But I thought that was a pretty good one.
Okay.
All right, this one is from r/confession. Waiter forgot part of my order, then abandoned me.
Hang on. Are we determining this person's an asshole? What are we doing here?
So, I
It's-
mean, you'll probably
yeah.
figure out when I read it. But
Okay.
you can
They're
determine
confessing
whether
on the
it's person-
internet.
And then
what
I
they did
do
wrong.
kind of have a follow-up question.
Pardon me, Judge.
It's a kind of a hypothetical. So
Okay.
You need to
waiter-
say to him, you don't speak.
Yeah, you don't speak out of turn.
yes or no.
What is that?
I'm gonna outline the answers you give for different
Oh,
questions.
okay.
I guess.
Okay.
Waiter forgot part of my order, then abandoned me, so I just walked out. I decided to try a cool ramen place in downtown Spokane for lunch.
Washington?
I would imagine.
Very good.
Spokane,
Geography.
Arkansas. Ordered a bunch of food with the intent of trying a few things out and then taking the leftovers to my hotel room for dinner.
Ooh, nice.
Waiter was super cold, and I felt a little judged when I ordered. Yes, it's enough for 2 meals. I get it. Food comes out. I'm missing 2 appetizers, and he just never comes back. There's a 2-top next to me getting checked on frequently, and even they notice that I've been abandoned because every time their waitress comes back, they glance over at me, all alone, LOL. Also, the ramen wasn't even good, and I didn't want to finish it. I probably sat there for at least 30 minutes after receiving my food with no service before I just got up and left. Always felt a little guilty, and I still wonder what he thought when he finally realized I was gone. Oh well. So do you guys, I guess my initial question in this is he wrong for dining and dashing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he stole. So,
So the follow-up question I have is there ever a scenario where it's okay to do that?
yes.
Your house is on fire.
I'd like to hear it.
No. Oh, well, not those extremes. If something like that happens, you probably tell someone, "Hey, I got to run." If you order food,
You dine and dash all the time, actually.
funny. If you order food,
He makes us pay for him. Oh, I'll pay you back.
Oh.
You never see it.
that's because I'm about to have explosive diarrhea and I have to. No, I'm just kidding.
Too much ranch.
Too much ranch.
If you order food and there is an extended period of time before you get any kind of service, then you can just get up and walk away.
That's
if you
what
haven't, if you haven't
happened to him,
received,
though.
no. If you haven't received it yet,
He received a few
received
items.
Oh,
food.
if you haven't received your
Right.
food.
Yeah.
That is a
Or
big distinction.
More appropriately,
Because at that point, it's like you
Yeah.
haven't received the. Yeah, I get that.
I've left restaurants before if I've been seated and no one comes around for a while. Now
That's
I'm really good
totally
at like,
different.
yeah, that's different.
it's kind of the same idea. It's like the reason why when you order to go, they ask for your phone number is that if you don't show up, they'll call you until you answer. If you don't answer, then they just that's it. It is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
You have no duty or contract to buy the food. So if you've ordered and didn't show up, and it took it was an unreasonable time.
Yeah.
That's fair. But to eat some food and then to just complain, sit still and complain, like get up and go get
right.
the server.
Go in the kitchen.
The wild part about this one to me is he sees a server coming to the table right next to him,
and
he
doesn't say, "Hey,
think
where's my server?"
either "Where's my server?" or "Hey, can I pay for this and leave?" Because that's like the honest thing to do,
Right.
Right.
Or just like someone's working there,
Right.
But so you're just like, I guess I'll leave now.
And then more likely than not, because this is the way it is at every restaurant I've worked at, the server paid for that meal
Yeah.
because it was ordered and delivered.
But I will be honest, if the server didn't visit you in 30 minutes, it still doesn't make it right, but it's kind of like, well, you play with fire. Like,
I mean, I don't think that means that you now have to pay for somebody's meal that they ate.
I agree. Yeah, no,
sucks.
it's still wrong, but it's like if I was in the server's position,
It just means no tip.
I would feel less.
Right.
I would kind of feel like part of it's my fault.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that anybody's not assisting their customer
But
for
it
30
is
minutes.
insane. It doesn't enable stealing. So yeah, I
Right.
guess that's the line.
Here's the real solution. If he had brought ranch, he could have been, content with his ranch.
And he wouldn't have been alone if Michael was there.
Yeah.
So I guess, I guess he didn't get even 2 of his appetizers, which that's another thing where it's like, okay, so you got like half of your food,
Yeah.
and then your server didn't see you
But
for
also,
30
like,
minutes.
just
It
stop
stinks.
being a bitch. Get up
Yeah,
and go
say
talk
something.
to someone.
Say something to anybody. Like,
Like, hey, can we move our
We go to
table?
lunch all the time at this one place that I won't name where,
that's fine.
and sometimes the service is bad, but we'll be like, hey, can you grab our server?
Yeah.
Sure. And they go, because the server is maybe just overwhelmed with all the tables,
Yeah.
and they just forget.
Especially during like a rush, but I don't even know if it's like, it might not have been a rush. The server just might have gotten distracted with something, but like someone else could help him. I also think the other server that kept
Should have
going to this table, it's kind of
They could have
annoying
helped,
that
for
they
Yeah.
didn't,
sure.
Like, come on, Nancy,
say,
help
like,
out your
if
friend.
this guy keeps looking over at you and you know he hasn't, like, his drink's empty, like,
Right.
as
Help
a
out your
server,
friend.
it's like, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Right. What are you doing?
Right.
But also,
What are you
like,
doing?
do we have all do
are
we
you
do we
doing,
have all
huh?
the facts here?
I doubt it.
Like,
Because I
it's
doubt it was a 30-minute.
right.
highly
But like,
doubt
also,
that.
like, is he really getting food and just he's upset because he hasn't gotten all the food? Like, you've gotten food, man. Maybe they're preparing the other dishes.
That's possible.
Like, I find it hard to believe unless he said something when he was ordering that would allow her to be, is it a waitress
No
or
idea.
waiter, the wait staff to be upset? What if he made like a racist joke or an inappropriate comment? We don't have all the facts here.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like,
hard to
there's got
know.
to be more for the waiter to be pissed off at him than
From
just
the little
what
we
happened.
know, I would sentence
Right.
this gentleman from the little we know.
Yeah.
It's 50 spankings.
I
You
don't trust
You don't
his
walk away
50
after
full
eating.
rankings.
50 whole spanks.
Gotta eat
No
ranch
way.
ramen.
Yep. Dunk your hand in ranch and slap him across
Slap Michael?
right across the face.
Yeah. No, poor Michael. What a guy.
Or is it Miguel Hacienda?
It might have been, but it was spelled Michael, so there's no
Okay.
G in there.
Mikel.
Sort of related to this topic. The last story I have for us is it's from r/Tales from Your Server.
Now we're getting the inside from the other side.
So
It's a very inside baseball right here.
before you answer, I would like to hear Mario's answer because the question is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how hard would you say being a server is?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
I want to hear you as someone
10
who
being the
hasn't-
hardest.
Yes. As,
What is
as
10?
someone
What
who
is
hasn't-
10? Like, what is that job? A 10 is what?
I don't know because I've been thinking
Brain
about this
surgeon?
question for a minute.
Offshore fishing?
Like I don't.
Oil rig.
I'm curious to hear you
Operator.
guys' answers because I've been thinking about this and going back and
Okay.
forth. So.
I would say it's not an easy job. It's not hard in the sense of like requiring a specialty education or anything like that, but it's not hard. It's not easy in the sense that anyone can do it. I certainly can't, for starters, balance all the food on the tray. I just can't do it. And it takes a lot of people with patience because you're getting paid based on your demeanor at times. So on a scale of 1 to 10, the scale is so arbitrary. I would put it at a 6.8.
We're doing decimals?
Yeah, slightly
do
above
decimals.
average. Like there's jobs definitely easier, but it's not the hardest job.
Honestly, I think that's a really fair assessment.
Yeah.
Nick, what do you think?
I mean, I agree. I think I would go a little bit less. I think it's like, because when you're a server, you're assigned a section. And it's usually like, depending on the size of the restaurant, but it's like, 4 to 6 tables, blah, blah, blah. And it just becomes a rotation of these people just sat, get them drinks. These people just sat, get them drinks. Go back, take the order. Go back, take their order. Go back, check for drink. It just becomes a cycle that you just do the same thing over and over again. So like if you found that rhythm, it's not that difficult. I mean,
But what if everyone's cycle gets synced up?
then we've got a mess.
Everyone's getting drinks at the same time.
That's where it gets tough, but it's not that. I mean, I don't know about it being a 6. I was gonna say more of like a 4.5, maybe a 4.
So the person who wrote this said they'd give it a 6.75 out of 10, which is like almost dead on to what you gave it.
Do I win a prize?
For me,
Nope.
Cookies or something? Like some cookies?
It's out by the subs.
Nice.
I
Okay.
left it there.
Thanks.
Get the bailiff to get us our food.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, and at first I like wanted to give it a really low score because when I think about it, I think of serving really fondly, and I think like, oh, that is much more desirable of it. Like to me, it's like I would enjoy interacting with people, and I like being around food. So like my initial gut reaction was like, oh,
It's
it's
not
super
tough.
easy.
Yeah.
But then I think about like, number one, dealing with difficult tables is like nobody's good at that.
Yeah, I mean, the customer service aspect of it gives it some extra bump towards being difficult for sure.
Right.
And it's like, it's something that like, I'm guessing in our day jobs, which I'm not even going to necessarily detail, but like we both work jobs where you have to interact with clients. And like you can kind of tell there's people who haven't worked like customer service jobs because they don't really know how to
Right.
interact with people. And it's a real skill and it can make a difference in other professions. So like servers, I know oftentimes like one of the things that I see them going on and being really successful at is sales. Like they just know how to like work people because serving is almost, I don't know, the good servers are pretty good salesmen.
It kind of is a
Getting you
sales
to get an
job.
appetizer and a dessert was a big deal.
Right.
Yeah, they did push that, which I hated.
Did you ever have the
It never works.
perfect meal ticket and got you like a gift card?
No,
Like, if you got
I didn't
one ticket to
serve
be
that long
like-
enough.
It was like it used to be like if you got them to get like the
The suggested
nachos,
appetizer.
the suggested appetizer, suggested dinner, suggested dessert, suggested beverage, you would get like $100.
I'll tell you what, though. It kind of is selling an experience. Forget about adding
No,
the
it for
dessert.
sure is.
If you give an enjoyable time at the restaurant, I will tip more and not even base it just on the food quality alone.
So like that guy that wanted to be a part of your proposal, you tipped him more.
No, he got docked.
Yeah.
He
That's
got
the
tipped
thing, is,
regularly,
like,
but still, like,
Some people think like enjoyable experience, like the waiter's like juggling for you. It's like that's not necessarily
do you
true.
guys separate the service from the food? Like, if I have bad food, but the server went above and beyond and even acknowledged the fact that maybe the dinner wasn't good.
I can't even remember the last time I had a bad meal.
Oh
at a
man, I
restaurant.
have a story.
I haven't
thought
had
of
a bad
story.
meal at a restaurant in a very long time.
Can I share a
Can't even think of
story?
one.
Yes.
Judge, Your Honor.
I'm gonna answer your question though. Like as far as separating it, like when we do our scale, we separate it, and there have been times where it's like, okay, the food was really good, but like either the server just like there have been times where the server was not knowledgeable or helpful, was not there when we needed it, or like present. I can actually think of a recent time we went to a Mexican spot that has several locations. There's one in like Ponte Vedra. But we went there and the service was like terrible. Like our son was losing his mind and this guy was like nowhere to be found. And at the end of the meal, he gave me a business card for his pressure washing business.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, this is bad service.
bad.
Like we
Yeah.
don't get
But-
bad service or what I consider bad service often. But
So we went to Savannah and we
Okay.
had just a lovely evening.
Savannah, Arizona?
Savannah, Georgia. Yeah,
Oh.
lovely weekend. And before we left on our way out, we stopped like in the town for breakfast, and it was a really popular spot. Okay,
which spot?
something egg. It was
think
like a
I've-
breakfast spot.
I think I've been there. Is it in like an
Two.
old
No, it was
building?
called like Toast.
Yeah,
Toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it like an old building? Like an old office building looking thing? Oh, okay.
I think it was called Toast, and it was a play on like a toast with drinks and like a piece of toast.
Oh, that makes sense.
So we walk in. I kind of liked it right away because the owner seemed to be like this Italian New Yorker, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." Like he's like, you know, whatever. We get seated. We get breakfast. Now this was before dairy, so I ordered an omelet, essentially a Western omelet,
No cheese.
no cheese, and then sausage instead of ham.
Sounds
That's
pretty
it.
good
Judy got a grilled chicken sandwich.
for breakfast.
It was like
Brunch.
11:45. It was
Okay,
brunch.
that
Yeah.
tracks.
So I was actually weird getting the breakfast menu, but
That's brunch.
so the food comes out and they had cheese was the main ingredient, and then there was no meat, and so I told
So it's just the wrong thing.
exactly the wrong thing. So I told the waiter, young guy, very vanilla. You could tell he had not been a waiter very long. And Judy's came out, and I told him, he's like, "I'm so sorry. Like I'll let them know." So Judy's, to their credit, her meal was delicious. I mean, it was really good. And so 20 minutes goes by, nothing.
For an omelet.
I'm telling you, man, it was packed in there, but he comes back and he's like sweating.
You can rush an omelet.
He's sweating because he's like, I already tried. You know,
it's
I told
probably
him.
not even his fault, which is annoying.
So it gets worse. The manager comes out and she has an attitude. She goes, yeah, we're working on that. It's really busy in here. We're going to get it to you. And I said, okay. So then another 15 minutes goes by. I go to the bathroom and I make eye contact on the way back with the manager. And I visibly huff and puff. And she comes over. She goes, like I said, it's busy. I said, look, it's been over a half an hour. I understand that. We're just waiting for the food. Food comes out. It's just plain eggs with like some tomatoes in there. Nothing else. I started eating them and realizing, and again, I'm like, damn it, the food's like, it's good. Like they seasoned everything delicious. The potatoes really good. I was like,
It's just missing.
you didn't put the sausage. So she gives me the same spiel. I wait another 10 minutes, and instead of bringing, they just bring sausage links. Sausage links. I wanted sausage in the thing, and it wasn't even the right sausage. It was like the smokehouse, applewood, whatever. So the waiter comes by, and he's very apologetic, and I still tipped him. I think I tipped him like 30%. Okay, it was like a $30 bill. I ended up giving them $15. Give him like a $15 tip.
That's
because I felt bad for the kid.
But
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember I felt bad.
okay.
He comes by and he thanks me, and he says, "I can't tell you how much. You know, it's my first day. It's my first few weeks here, and the kitchen gets so backed up, and the same thing happens. And some people like curse me out. Some people don't tip at all. So just the fact that you tipped me, I was like, hey, it's not your fault. You did what you could."
Yeah.
So in my mind, it's like he's trying to make up for what the kitchen's doing. He's doing it best he can. I separated it.
The manager in that story bothers me to no end.
Oh, she was.
I don't know if it's just like one of those things where she's seen it happen so often, she just has like a response ready for it.
Yeah, it's like, what is she going to do? Fire the kitchen staff right now?
Well, I know she can't do anything, but you don't tell the guests that they're like invalidate their feelings. Like that's the one thing
right.
you don't.
Now
do.
I will tell you this: I learned how to
What
be
is she
patient.
supposed to say?
You just you
I'm
own
sorry.
it.
But
yeah, you say our kitchen's really slammed. I'm really sorry. We're gonna do whatever we can to get it as fast as.
Was
we
it
can.
free? You didn't get it for free?
No, and then here's the other thing. Oh, they tried to pull a fast one. They were like, we went ahead and we took the other omelet off. I'm like, took it off? What?
The
like
one
you
that
were
was
gonna
wrong, you
yeah,
mean?
you were gonna charge me too. And because Judy was like visibly getting like, Mario, please don't lose your temper. This was early on. We were dating, and I learned to like,
He
nah.
brought ranch.
Right. But no, I told her like,
pocket ranch.
I said, look, it's very simple. If you mess up an order, the first thing you work on is the messed up order.
So you tip
And
the guy.
it's eggs.
You tip the guy, then you got up and walked out.
Yeah.
Just like gave him cash, and you're like, I'm not paying.
Yep.
For anything.
Luckily, she doesn't.
No, you paid for the meal.
paid for the meal.
I'm just kidding.
Luckily-
I'm calling back the ramen story.
Judy ate half.
I believe
so
you.
I ate half of hers, and we left.
Yeah.
So
Did you eat the sausage?
some of it, and then I threw a Molotov cocktail through the window, and the place is gone.
Threw a
No,
couple
that's how you
sausage
fix-
in his
that's how
pockets.
you fix it.
And no, that's really frustrating, and it's sad that like that would happen over and over to the same restaurant, and they wouldn't do anything about
The
it.
shitty thing is, I'd still go back because the food was so good. Like the taste of the food was good.
It was just a bad
right.
brunch.
Right.
I
So-
feel like there's spots in Jacksonville that have like really lost people because they consistently get slammed in like the foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to lose customers. I almost think like had the manager treated you better, your experience there would have gone from like super negative to at least like
I said,
middle of the road.
look, lady, 5 months from now, I'm gonna trash talk you on a podcast. So you have a choice to make here.
And she said, yeah.
The
said
thing is, when
prove
you're
it.
telling the story, I don't even necessarily think less of the restaurant. I'm just like, I think less of that lady. I don't know who she is, but it's like that.
What are you, a spy for the restaurant?
I
over
think he
there?
is.
Yeah.
That's why he's
I don't
in
know
costume.
because you said the food was good.
Yeah, it was.
So there you go.
Let's go. All right.
Well, I think that's probably a wrap for today. I think we made some.
A wrap or a handheld?
That joke will never end.
Nope.
Do you want to hear, before we go, do you want to hear what I got this Sunday to watch football?
Oh,
Yes,
I want to hear.
I
I'm
do.
invested.
we call this a new segment sponsored by me. Call it.
Yeah.
But if you want to sponsor it,
Yeah,
And then can I share what our Monday night feast was?
sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So I got
I don't want to talk about that actually.
We'll talk about it.
I got a double bacon cheeseburger from M Shack.
Okay.
Oh,
M Shack.
Not M Shack. Yeah, M Shack.
M
In-
Shack.
Right, M Shack. Yeah, in Nocatee.
They still have an M Shack?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
It's still, there's one still down there. They do smash burgers now. It's better now.
That sounds way better.
It is. It's better now.
I like smash burgers.
I liked it the way it was.
And then I checked my Uber Eats app, and little did I know, Wingstop had a spend $25, get 10 free wings.
So you got the cheeseburger, and you're like, this isn't enough.
This isn't enough. So I then proceeded to order a 20-piece boneless wing,
Love their
which
boneless
came
wings.
with fries.
Where do you put this?
His
It,
ass.
it came with fries.
His thighs.
And then I ordered 7 Parmesan garlic tenders.
That sounds good.
And then it came with the 10 boneless. So I had 30 boneless wings, 7 tenders, and a bacon cheeseburger. Now, granted, there was about 10 to 15 wings left over.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah.
Did your wife and kids eat? Did Vanessa get anything?
She had her own hamburger.
That's crazy.
She got like the kids burger.
She got her own Shack burger, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Oh,
So I ate the burger, and then everybody went and took a nap, and then my Wingstop arrived, and I was like,
Are you
Yes.
a beer guy? Do you get beer with all this, or do you?
so
it's a waste of space, man.
right.
That's kind of what I'm asking.
I don't like to drink alcohol while I eat. So
Okay.
instead,
Which is dangerous. You should eat while you drink if
Right.
you're gonna drink.
I rather have a palate cleanser, like a nice brisk Mountain Dew.
I am so with you right now.
So that
Sugar.
between
I
each
did
flavor,
think in my wildest dreams that you would say something that would be a better
Oh yeah,
answer.
you guys
So-
are meant to be best friends.
between every flavor of wing, you take a sip of Mountain Dew,
That's
and
nice.
now each flavor is an explosion of its own flavor.
Explosion of flavor.
Yeah.
Love it.
Man,
We did this for Monday Night Football. The Bills played. They had a little game.
I think
Against
I
the
have a man
Jaguars.
crush on Nick.
My parents hosted. Is
I
myself.
saw your jammies.
Yeah, those are Zubas. Isn't that jammies?
Zubas.
That's
Sorry.
some
Yeah.
silly thing.
It's not a silly thing. They had just casual, ordered a couple Papa John's pies,
That
just
sounds good.
pepperoni, nothing special. Then they had wings from Publix, but then my dad put them in the air fryer with some buffalo sauce.
Were they naked?
They were. They're
fried?
fried.
Like breaded?
The
Breaded,
one,
yeah.
the breaded
Yeah.
ones
I
with
like-
buffalo sauce.
No, they weren't
sound
breaded.
good.
Sorry, they
Okay,
weren't. But
they were
he
the
had them in
naked
the air
ones or
fryer.
whatever.
They got so crispy. Then he made a rack of ribs.
So crispy.
Oh my gosh.
Then he got Publix tenders.
This is 4 meals.
Yeah. Then they had. I made a nice. Don't make fun of me for this. Beautiful salad. Tossed it up real nice.
But how many people? 9? 10?
Then it
8?
was it was the neighbors and the neighbors' kids is 4, and then me, my mom, and dad, my grandpa, and
Okay,
Judy.
that's
So
not
8
as
of us.
crazy.
So
That's-
I've
that's a
asked to
good
come watch a
crowd.
Bills game with you and your family,
That's
and
true.
you've repeatedly told me no
That's not true.
for the because I want the experience.
Could I get in with Nolan's onesie? Would that be my ticket in?
What is Nolan's onesie?
Though he has a Bills onesie.
the one that you saw?
Your
The
son?
picture I sent, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can get in.
It's like I.
And you
present
invite the
that.
neighbors?
Parents invite the neighbors. It's a Monday night.
Unbelievable.
My guy. We'll do a Sunday 1:00 game. We'll do a feast.
I'm kind of down for this.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about the 1:00 games is we'll do I think I referenced this previously. We do a
spread.
spread, but then we
spread and
also
the
do a
Italian
dinner.
dinner,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You Italians know how
Oh,
to eat, and I respect.
And I
that.
forgot to
Thank you.
mention before we wrap up, for dinner that night, because that wasn't the only thing I ate,
Of course not.
I had ramen,
From where?
the spicy one that you can buy from Publix.
Okay,
oh
yeah.
nice.
Like the fancy one.
Yeah,
It comes
okay.
with like the dried vegetables
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really good. And I had more wings.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
went
was
to
a full
Shake
day.
Shack. I tried it out. I've been outside of
Is it
Florida.
open?
Yeah, Town Center. I
Oh,
thought I
nice.
saw your wife. I thought Vanessa was there. I was
No,
like,
she
I
wasn't
told
there.
you I was like that's it. I'm like no, she had covered in tattoos. It was someone else, but it was a
Yeah.
doppelganger. She was with another person. So
Michael.
it was Michael.
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 All right. Well, if you guys have any stories from your days serving or any stories from like visiting a restaurant when it goes completely
Or any
awry,
game day feasts.
Feast. Yeah.
please do send us an email, subject line judgefoodie to snacksandville@gmail.com. I'd love to read some of those bad boys on the show. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Or listening.
Or
Thank you.
listening.
Thank you.